Hey guys, Kevin Yates here from functionaltrainingcoach.com. So today I want to take just a few minutes to address a question I got, a real good question about a previous video I did where I talked about using an upright row as a shoulder rehabilitation exercise. It's kind of a taboo exercise. But the question I got was, can you actually use the upright row for a rehab exercise for the shoulder, or is it just more of an injury prevention exercise? So it's a really good question. So really what it depends on is, you got to look at three things. You got to look at the type of injury that you're dealing with. You have to look at the muscle imbalances that exist, and you have to look at what your client that you're training, what is their ability, right? What ability do they have? Can they do that upright row, and do they have it mastered well enough where they can perform it safely and effectively? So here's what I found. A lot of time, your average client is going to have some kind of upper cross syndrome, whether they have a shoulder injury or not. If they don't have one and they've got this kind of posture, which most people do, that's a shoulder injury waiting to happen. So what I have found that most people who exist here have, unless they've really been training consistently, most of them they don't have the ability to retract their shoulder blades and properly line their shoulders up. So when they're here, any kind of overhead movements they have, if you look at it, the shoulder blades in this position are forwardly, they're protracted and they're rotated down. So do this real quick. Stand up with me and reach overhead while you're slumped. Round your shoulders out, reach overhead, and notice how far you can go. This is only as far as I can go, and I'm really trying. Now stand up real straight. Pull your shoulder blades back, and now reach overhead, and notice the difference. It's a huge difference. So what I'm saying is, if you've got somebody in this position and you're trying to upright row them or overhead press them from here, you're just going to compound an already existing injury, or you're going to fast forward an injury that's not there. You're going to basically make one appear, right? So what we're looking at is getting that client to be able to understand what retraction looks like. So in most cases, what I'll do is I'll start just with a typical overhead press pattern. The reason why is because even from the start position, it locks their shoulder blades into retraction. That lines the shoulder up so that they can properly perform something like an overhead press. Remember, what you're dealing with in this position is protraction and downward rotation. So what we need to balance the shoulder, the imbalances, are retraction and upward rotation. Okay? So once they can do that exercise and they master that, then you put the upright row in. Because the upright row, what it does really well is it mimics real life. Every time we're reaching up in cupboards, putting things in cupboards, or painting a wall, or maybe hammering, or just climbing, doing things overhead, we're loaded with gravity in a forward position. This is where gravity tends to want to push us. Right? So when you use an upright row, I'll grab my dowel real quick. What it does is as long as you have the ability, it forces you to retract against gravity and upwardly rotate again against gravity. So it's a real effective exercise that you can use as a rehabilitation or just an injury prevention exercise. Again, depending on the nature of the injury, the imbalances, and the client that you're dealing with, all right? So hopefully that helps clear things up about using the upright row. Now, real quickly, what I want to talk about is, if you found this helpful and if you really want to understand more about the principles of assessing, identifying, and correcting muscle imbalances, this is something that, it's not being taught. What's being taught right now is all types of different exercises for different types of imbalances, weaknesses, things like, stretching muscles that are tight, strengthening muscles that are weak, moving the knees in different positions, changing foot position, telling people to activate your core, turn on your glutes. But if they don't have the ability to activate their core and turn on their glutes, you can tell them until you're blue in the face, it's not going to make a hill of beans of a difference. Right? What's needed is to understand, this made the hugest difference for me, was understanding the principles of identifying, assessing, and correcting muscle imbalances. And once you understand the principles behind it, then getting the exercises and putting together programs is easy. It's way easy to do. So what I'm going to do next month is I'm teaching a live workshop where I'm going to teach the principles that I've developed a system for using in assessing, identifying, correcting muscle imbalances. So if you are serious about learning those skills and taking your skill set to the next level, then I urge you to register now for the seminar, and the deadline on this is tomorrow. April 12th is the last day for registration. So I only have 10 spots that I've opened up for this program. I'm keeping it only to a few select people who are very serious and committed to learning the ins and outs of identifying the principles of correcting muscle imbalances. So if that's you, register at the link below, and hopefully I'll see you at the event next month. In the meantime, if you have any other questions, let me know what they are so I can better help you. And let me know as well. Leave me a comment below. Let me know how this video helped you out. What is the biggest thing that you've learned from here? How has this video helped you out? Let me know about it, and leave a comment below. And in the meantime, I wish you all the best, and I'll be talking to you very soon. So until then, this is Kevin Yates from FunctionalTrainingCoach.com saying you take care, and I'll talk to you soon.